Rescuers in Indonesia were scrambling on Sunday to reach trapped victims screaming for help from collapsed buildings, while looters risked entering an unstable shopping mall to grab whatever they could find after a massive earthquake spawned a tsunami that left more than 800 dead. People could still be heard calling out from the 8-story Roa-Roa Hotel which toppled as Friday's twin disaster swept through the hard-hit city of Palu on the island of Sulawesi, said Muhammad Syaugi, the head of Indonesia's search and rescue agency. "I can still hear the voices of the survivors screaming for help while inspecting the compound," he told local online news portal Detik.com, adding, "There could be 50 people trapped inside." Disaster agency spokesman Sutopo Purwo Nugroho told a news conference Sunday that the death toll had more than doubled to 832, with nearly all of those killed in Palu. He said there were still not comprehensive reports about casualties in surrounding coastal areas. The death is believed to be still increasing since many bodies were still under the wreckage, while many have not been reached, he said. Aid and supplies were being sent in via military and commercial aircraft, including helicopters, to reach badly affected areas. Indonesian men survey the damage following earthquakes and a tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. The nearby cities of Donggala, the site closest to the earthquake's epicenter, and Mamuju were also ravaged, but little information was available due to damaged roads and disrupted telecommunications. Footage from Metro TV on Sunday showed images of destroyed houses in Donggala and areas that were once land now inundated with water. Aerial video also showed the battered coastline surrounding Palu. Looters were stealing on Sunday from a badly damaged mall in Palu that was not being guarded. They did not appear to be concerned about their safety, despite ongoing aftershocks and the structure's questionable stability. Residents were also seen returning to their destroyed homes, picking through waterlogged belongings, trying to salvage anything they could find. Nugroho said tens to hundreds of people were taking part in a beach festival in Palu when the tsunami struck at dusk on Friday. Their fate was unknown. A man stands amid the damage caused by a tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. Hundreds of people were injured and hospitals, damaged by the magnitude 7.5 quake, were overwhelmed. Injured people are treated outside at Army Hospital following earthquakes and a tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi. Source: Associated Press. It's the latest natural disaster to hit Indonesia, which is frequently struck by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and tsunamis because of its location on the Ring of Fire, an arc of volcanoes and fault lines in the Pacific Basin. In December 2004, a massive magnitude 9.1 earthquake off Sumatra Island in western Indonesia triggered a tsunami that killed 230,000 people in a dozen countries. Last month, a powerful quake on the island of Lombok killed 505 people. Palu, which has more than 380,000 people, was strewn with debris from the earthquake and tsunami. A mosque heavily damaged by the quake was half submerged and a shopping mall was reduced to a crumpled hulk. A large bridge with yellow arches had collapsed. The ruin of a mosque badly damaged by earthquake and tsunami is seen in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. Bodies lay partially covered by tarpaulins and a man carried a dead child through the wreckage. The city is built around a narrow bay that apparently magnified the force of the tsunami waters as they raced into the tight inlet. A department store building is seen heavily damaged by earthquake in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. Indonesian TV showed dramatic smartphone video of a powerful wave hitting Palu, with people screaming and running in fear. The water smashed into buildings and the mosque. The 3-meter-tall wave swept away homes in at least 2 cities. Source: Associated Press. The earthquake left mangled buildings with collapsed awnings and rebar sticking out of concrete like antennae. Roads were buckled and cracked. Indonesian men walked past the wreckage of a car following earthquakes and a tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. The tsunami created even more destruction. It was reported as being 3 meters high in some areas and double that height elsewhere. "We got a report over the phone saying that there was a guy who climbed a tree up to 6 meters high," said Nugroho, the disaster agency spokesman. Communications with the area were difficult because power and telecommunications were cut, hampering search and rescue efforts. Most people slept outdoors, fearing strong aftershocks. "We hope there will be international satellites crossing over Indonesia that can capture images and provide them to us so we can use the images to prepare humanitarian aid," Nugroho said. Villagers view a ship swept ashore by tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi, Indonesia. Source: Associated Press. The disaster agency has said that essential aircraft can land at Palace Airport, though Airnav, which oversees aircraft navigation, said the runway was cracked and the control tower damaged. More than half of the 560 inmates in a Palu prison fled after its walls collapsed during the quake, said its warden, Adi Enrico. "It was very hard for the security guards to stop the inmates from running away as they were so panicked and had to save themselves too," he told state news agency Antara. Rico said there was no immediate plan to search for the inmates because the prison staff and police were consumed with the search and rescue effort. "Don't even think to find the inmates. We don't even have time yet to report this incident to our superiors," he said. Villagers gather out of temporary shelter following earthquakes and a tsunami in Palu, central Sulawesi. Source: Associated Press.